Welcome back to Washington East to West Sports. Thank you so much to our sponsors, all of our advertisers. We can do some custom commercials like the Mariners. If you want to be our advertiser, go ahead and Blue Sky at us. I'm a Master B. Sean's NastyBilly22. Kevin is Emerald Bowler on X. Kevin is C to believe, SEA to believe. Sean is NastyBilly22. Subscribe to us. Let us know what you think of the topics we talk about in the comments below. Let's talk a little bit more about the Mariners before we move on to the Seattle Seahawks NFL draft. Last piece of news I want to get to, the Mariners and minor leaguer Colt Emerson reached a $95 million extension. This was on March 31st. 8-year, $95 million extension. It's the largest contract in MLB history for a player with zero service time. Begins this season,
It
goes through.
was. It was broken right after that. But yes, it
Oh,
was. But yes,
what?
you were right when that was signed. Yeah.
So goes through 2033 with a club option in 2034, and Emerson is 20 in AAA Tacoma. Kevin, what do you think of this?
I'm cool with it. Colt Emerson taking a freaking piece and for essentially mixed in baseball terms for 8 years. So I'm totally down with it. Yeah.
Sean?
I mean, yeah. If you got a, it's a, it's a, you take a risk, because you never know. But I think, everybody, including me and Kevin, and you probably agree, he's going to probably be a beast. So you lock him up, get him a little bit cheaper, and for at least a little bit, then he hits free agency. So kind of a win-win. He gets paid now before even taking one at bat in the MLB. So gets paid a lot of money to not even, and he gets generational wealth for heaven forbid he gets really hurt now and something happens. Him and his grandkids are and their grandkids are set for life. So if even the worst happens, the kid still wins. So I can't blame the kid, and it's a win-win. If he's good, then the Mariners get some little bit of extra value, but he's still a free agent at 28, 27. So you're getting another big paycheck. So if he plays well enough, he'll get paid again. So yeah, I love it. Wish he was healthy because he could be our third baseman right now, but he's got a little wrist thing. So as much I like Rivas, would like to see Colt playing third right now, but yeah, get healthy, and he's been good this year again at AAA. So keep doing your thing, and I hope you're up before too long. So
Yeah, I think it definitely is a good deal for Colt. I mean, gives him guaranteed money, and he hasn't even set foot on the major league mound. So yeah, I
his baseball contracts are guaranteed, all of it.
yeah,
So
that's pretty nice for him, even if it doesn't go well for him. But on the Mariners side, it sounds like they really believe in this kid, and I mean, like you guys said, if it works out, you've got him for quite a long time, and if he comes the prospect you believe, then it's a
if he
solid
becomes a
deal. So
prospect you believe, he's worth double that, so if not more than that. So yeah, if he
so
becomes the guy you think, yeah,
we'll see which way it goes because prospects are prospects, and we'll see what they look like in the majors. But if he is as good as they believe him to be, then that bodes well for the Mariners. So see what happens. Any other prospects you guys want to mention before we go to some Seahawks?
not off the top. I want to go Seahawks.
All
Uh,
right.
I was gonna say Kate
Oh,
Anderson just
Cade
don't.
Anderson. Oh yeah, Cade Anderson's ERA of .6. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
it's insane. He's
Yeah,
just he's making kids look
all
stupid.
all the prospect people are like, is this the best pitcher in the minors? So yeah,
Yeah,
um,
he's
and he's in Double A. He's not in some lower, like that's as high
oh
as the Mariners send their
he,
pitchers. So like it's Double A, and then he's gonna get called up. So like he's already there killing it. So him and Ryan Sloan are doing their thing down there. So I'm just saying, like,
sexy.
yeah, like to Kevin's point, if Luis Castillo doesn't figure it out, he's the guy down because Hancock's been killing it. You can't send Hancock down right now. So I'm just saying, better figure it out. Yeah.
Well, I haven't been to a Rangers game in a long time, so maybe I'll try and get to one here in the May or July, one of those 2 months. We'll see. But let's talk a little bit about the Seahawks, and let's talk some NFL draft. Let's do some NFL draft predictions. The Seahawks have four draft picks in this year's draft. Round one, number 32, round two, number 64, round three, number 96, and round six, number 188. So let's do this like we have been. I do want to ask a question though. I've been hearing some news, some rumors that they expect John Schneider to trade back
Yeah,
from the
that's what I'm
first
saying.
round.
Yeah,
Do we
yeah.
all agree with that? Like, do
I
we all
think
think
that.
that's going to happen? I tend to lean that way just because
Well,
it
what
seems
what he
like
can want, but there has to be a willing partner
that is true. That is
all
true,
day.
and that's
So
going to be interesting to see who they would trade back with, or it could be like
yeah,
a combination of three teams, and they take a couple of the second rounds or third rounds.
yeah.
But um, I I think that will happen. But for our purposes right here, let's pretend like there are no trades and that they are sticking with the picks that they have. Um, so any volunteers go first? Me? I'll go first. Okay. Uh,
I was gonna say
oh,
I
go
got
ahead,
one, but you
Sean.
go.
You were so
I was
eager.
go- I was gonna say I think, man, I stole this from another podcast, but I will say before it's kind of a mix of what I want and what I think will actually happen. I think I like Cassius Howell out of Texas A&M, and I like Colton Hood, Cassius Howell edge and Colton Hood corner. Both needs. They're projected to still be around there. Shout out Jacob Rodriguez, also Texas Tech linebacker. Still a little too high for me. If they trade down, I would like Jacob Rodriguez, but I think if they stay, where we're assuming they stay, Cassius Howell or Colton Hood. But it really depends on the teams in front of them. They're around our area. They might both be gone, but I think we snag
So
one of the two of them.
when you say who you want and who you think they'll take, who do you
I think it's
want?
both. I think both is yeah. Who I think they will and who I want are this in the same in this one in this instance.
So either or, you don't care which one.
Yeah, I do not care either way.
Okay.
I don't really have. Um, how I guess 51-49. I mean, but I don't really care at all. Yeah,
Yeah, presuming they stay at 32, I think they're gonna go trenches one way or the other. Um, I think there's probably a little bit more defensive line depth in this draft than
much more.
offense.
Yes,
But I don't hate an offensive lineman this late, depending on what's there. But when I look at the big board on ESPN, what could be available around this, both of Sean's picks are there as well. Um, I don't want to say the same thing because I see Cassius Howell there, and that is tempting. But um, I think they could go like Zion Young out of Missouri, an edge rusher there. I think that it will be defense. I, I wouldn't mind an offensive lineman, but I think it'll be defense because Leo's getting a bit older, Jaron Reed's getting a bit older. You want to add some depth there with Byron Murphy. So I think they're going to go defensive line, not necessarily tackle, but I think edge would be something that Mike McDonald would want to get. So I'm going to go Zion Young, Missouri. Kevin, what do you think?
Um, honestly, it's kind of a crapshoot at 32.
yeah.
Um, I could see a lot of stuff to be honest. The guys that you mentioned, um, I think it should be somebody defensively. Um,
I mean, there's offensive guys I lock, but it either takes someone dropping a lot in order
um,
to really be there. Yeah,
I could see him taking one of the safeties, like the kid out of Oregon or the kid out of Toledo. Um, McNeil Warren, I think is his name. And then I forgot about the kid out of Oregon. I forgot his name, but
well, which position? There's a couple Oregon guys.
they're safety. Thine-
Oh, yeah, I know who you're talking about.
he's a white
Uh,
safety too.
Dylan Thieneman. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yes. I think
he,
I think he's going to go a little higher. But I will say this to Kevin's point. I think there's like 10 picks. It's like in a fantasy draft. There's like 10 picks that are going to go, and I think it's going to be kind of an organized free for all. I think there's like a bunch of guys in the next like 40 picks that it's going to kind of be scrambled. So that's why when we say like, oh, this guy's projected to go 18th, I think in a lot of drafts you kind of have like they're supposed to kind of go in clumps. I think to Kevin's point, after like 10, it's going to just kind of be a free for all. So anyone like projected to go 19 could go all the way down to like 44 or something like that because it's who you want, who you like. So at this in this draft especially.
if one of the receivers, the kid out of Indiana, or the
What's his
kid
name?
out of or
Omar Cooper
yeah,
Jr.
or the kid out of Texas A&M, if one of them drop, I could see us going for that. Um, but honestly, I think you get something safety
Oh,
wise.
Concepcion.
Yeah,
That guy.
Concepcion.
I
Yeah,
I really
Casey.
like Casey actually, but yeah, I don't think he makes it. But to your point, yeah, if he drops, absolutely. Yeah,
But I wasn't really looking at position just because with 32 it could be anything. I was just looking at
anybody.
players in general that they could take in the draft, just based off of fit, and then also kind of based off what we saw in this past draft with Mike McDonald. So I have that. Essentially, I didn't really pick a second, third, just because like essentially possible players because there's so many positions that we could do. Uh, so I'll go into that in a little bit. But
Yeah, what's the next pick? What's the next pick, Matt?
Round two, number 64 overall. Kevin, you want to start it, or you want someone else to go?
I'll just like I said, I don't know
We'll
who
throw
to
some names out there.
but I'm gonna throw some names. I don't know where they're slotted at, but essentially after watching tape, and essentially we kind of showed that we like to draft really athletic dudes. So I was kind of looking at more of the athletic people at all positions, and then ones I like and I thought would fit our system. Um, he won't be there when we get there. I don't know. Who knows? He could drop, but I don't think Jeremiah Love's going to make it down to us. I think someone's going to nail him sooner, which is
Jeremiah Love. No,
Yeah,
he's
no
going top.
shot. He's
Yeah,
probably top 10 is what I would
yeah, I
yeah.
imagine.
know.
But
There's people even rumored at 3, which would be someone get fired for that one. But yeah,
Yeah. Um, I like Arvell Reese out of Ohio State. He's super physical,
uh,
really
I think
good.
yeah,
he's
he
gonna
ain't getting
go
out of the
like
10 either,
he's
I
gonna
don't
go
think.
like 2,
Yeah.
yeah,
That'd be
And
great.
yeah. I mean, I want Spencer Fano, but he's going top 10. So as for a offensive lineman, but yeah,
Sonny Styles out of Ohio.
he's gonna go. He's gonna go super super high.
Yeah.
I think he's projected at
Um,
6. Yeah,
I can see
maybe
why
don't
you
say
like their tape, Kevin, because they're all really
don't
good.
don't say Caleb Downs
no, no.
because he's gonna go high too. The
Um,
Ohio State guys, yeah,
Mendoza?
David. I like David Bailey out of Texas Tech. I think he's really good.
he's gonna
Um,
go 4. Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything, Kevin. Yeah, yeah.
um, yeah, like I said, most of these people are kind of like in the first round and stuff like if any of them fall, I could see it, but
We get it to snag him in the first.
um, what is it? Like I said, I wasn't really looking at mock drafts. I was just kind of looking at people's tape.
Yeah,
And I will
Um,
say for mock draft, there's only one that I found that actually wasn't like paywalled, and it's what's his name? Jordan Reed on ESPN, and he has the Seahawks at 32 taking Chase Bisontis, guard, Texas A&M. Immediate competition at right guard for Anthony Bradford. Like
I
I
mean, I
could,
wouldn't hate it.
I
I
wouldn't hate
look,
it either. Yeah,
my
but
mine is I have Caleb Proctor going in the second round, who is the uh would be the competition for at guard. So that's who I have been taking, or and I would like that. So that's who I'm looking at. I also really like Match Max, Arizona State guy, Ainchnaker, or I don't know how I pronounce it, but he's going like 15th or something like that. He's the offensive tackle out of Arizona State, and he's going in the mid rounds. But I that's who I'd want on those two are the guys I like on the line. But
so round
yeah,
two, 64, Sean. Who you got? Give me some
Caleb
names.
Proctor.
Caleb Proctor.
Yeah, yeah, I want Caleb Proctor. Or if Jacob Rodriguez falls from Texas Tech, he's those are the two guys. The linebacker. I think taking a linebacker at the 60s is fine. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think those are the two. I'll stay with that. I have some others, but I can give like 4, but I'll give those two.
Yeah, I think the first two picks are going to address the trenches. So I think if they go defense in the first round, I do think they try and go offense in the second round. Um, not uh but just because, but if there's some good picks there. Um, so there's like Keelan Rutledge, Georgia Tech offensive guard, but um and I do believe they will take a running back in the second or third round, one of the two picks. I don't think they're going to stand pat with Emmanuel Wilson and George Holani or McIntosh. I think they're going to grab somebody in the draft. So I think it will be the third round. And I'll mention the name in the next when we talk about it. But um, I could also see Sean mention cornerback. I could also see cornerback in the second round. I think that makes sense as well. But I'm going to stick with my initial analysis and go offensive guard. So I'll go, if he's obviously there, Keelan Rutledge, Georgia Tech offensive guard in the second round. So
I like two corners, Terrell from Clemson and of course I forgot Hood from Texas, and I just think they're both gone. So I think if you're gonna get your corner, the one that I like the most, I think you gotta go in the first.
all right, then we got round three, number 96, and this is where I think they will take a running back. It just kind of depends what's there. Uh, I could see them taking Jonah Coleman out of Washington. It
You
seems
think that's
like
gonna go around there?
a
Yeah.
guy that would uh, kind of fill the role of Kenneth Walker. Um, but you know, I like the pick. As Jonah Coleman is one of the, like, I think maybe a little underrated in terms of running backs in this draft. However, I don't think he's anything super special, but I think he'd add enough depth to where um, you'd have a committee backfield, and then Sharps would hopefully come back and like round out that position for them. So I think running back in the third round, and I would say Jonah Coleman. Sean, what do you think?
Price, the other Notre Dame running back, might fall that far. He's going to go like 80th, and depending on how it goes, he could be
Yeah,
down
I've
there. But
seen first round, I've seen second round, so yeah, hard. But if
I,
he is
I
there,
don't think
that
I
would be
don't
good
think
too.
I don't think Price is going in the first. I do think maybe second. I don't know if he gets all the way to the 90s. I think he will go before, but I mean he could. There's a couple guys I like here. It depends obviously on how he went in the beginning, but I like Trotter, Joshua Trotter, the son of Jeremiah Trotter. Um, he's a linebacker, so if we went linebacker earlier, then maybe if then don't go this way. But if we don't, then go here. I also do like Jonah Coleman because again, like third round is totally fine if you're taking depth and to take running backs, and you need another. You undoubtedly need at least another body, and Jonah Coleman is a guy that I like. I go off. I'm going to go off the board a little bit here because I don't know where a lot of these guys are projected to go here, but I like Daryl Jackson from Florida State. He's an edge guy. Um,
Another Daryl Jackson we can have. That's interesting.
it is another Daryl Jackson. Kevin knows this. I liked him, and then they said his favorite baseball player of all time was Johnny Cueto. And for Kevin knows, I lock down Johnny Cueto every year in fantasy. He's my guy. So I was like, oh, I'm sold. I was already liked him, and then I like put him in pen. I'm like, he's got it. He's got to be a Seahawk. He's got to be my guy. So I was gonna do that. I also liked man, I picked the names that I can't say. Quantravius Hutchinson out of Boston College. He's a defensive end as well. And so if either of them are there, again, and it depends on where we have landed in the beginning rounds and everything like that. It's one of those four-ish. Running back with two running backs or the trotter.
Actually, the transfers.
And so sorry, I thought Kim was talking. But yeah, that range right there. That's what I kind of want in the 99s.
Kevin, you got any names in the round 396 pick?
96, yeah.
One thing I was watching because I've been looking at. I think this is probably where you would get an O lineman. Because like John said, he doesn't like really going high on O lineman, so I think could get a guard. Also, our center technically could slide over to guard to where we could get a center as well. And I like the tape from Jake Slaughter uh, out of Florida. I think he's pretty good. Good steady hands, good legs.
What was the name?
Slaughter.
Oh yeah, I like him too. I think I saw him going. Yeah, and the this mock
And then
board he's 85. So yeah, so around there.
Just
Yeah,
move our current center over to guard, and we tell
yeah,
what's his name to go
yeah.
look at the flowers.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Um, I think you could go. I do like. As hate to be the third, but I do like the kid out of Washington as well. I think
Yeah, I actually did too.
his
Yeah,
tape is
yeah.
pretty solid.
He does look good, yeah.
For a third
Uh,
round pick, absolutely. I would have lose
For
no
a
sleep over
Husky,
drafting him.
fine,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, I would lose no sleep over taking a Husky third round, 92 running back. Absolutely. Yeah.
I think they could. Honestly, a kid that I really liked that I think is sturdy that could be an underrated guy that I don't think is going to go as high. I think he's more of a fourth, fifth round pick would be Jamari Taylor out of Virginia. Just good balance, good he has the Kenneth Walker ability, of course, not to the athletic ability of Kenneth Walker, but he also doesn't overbite. He doesn't Golden Tate, as I like to say. Um, and he's got good line presence. Um, and I just like his shiftiness a little bit too. But I mean, if you can get Coleman too, because he's a little bit more familiar, sure go with that. Um, but yeah, essentially I would say either in round three you get your running back or you go get your guard.
Yeah.
All right. And then the last pick, let's just like throw some crazy names out there. Round six, number 188. I've gone all the way down on the best available board. Um, I've talked about trenches, talked about running back. This one, you could go position. I think generally most teams go best available, because it's round six. There's, crapshoot. So I mean, there are some positions that you could take a shot on. You can go quarterback, cornerback here. Um, could go linebacker. Looking at the mock from Jordan Reed for 64, he went Mike Washington Jr., running back, Arkansas. And then in round three, number 96, he went Malik Muhammad, cornerback, Texas.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in
What pick
188,
what did they have him?
third round.
What in the third round?
hmm
Oh, okay, okay.
And then at 188, he has Renee Conga, defensive tackle, Louisville. Um, Based on what my draft uh, analysis is, I would probably go the cornerback route just to fill maybe a bit of a need, see if a guy can emerge. So in this range, there's Toriano Pride Jr. from Missouri, TJ Hall from Iowa. So I think either of those two names. And I also don't hate, padding out the offensive line. You can never have too many good offensive linemen. So there's Fernando Carmona from Arkansas, Markel Bell from Miami. So take a shot on an offensive lineman if you want late, but I think cornerback, based on what I've drafted, would be my go there. Kevin, what do you think?
I think this is the round that you essentially take your running back. Like we found there's like you can get good running backs in the sixth and seventh. I mean, we got Carson in the seventh. Like Kenny Pickett, it was a sixth or seventh as well.
Kenny Pickett?
I mean, sorry, freaking oh my God, not Kenny Pickett.
Kenny McIntosh?
McIntosh.
I
My
think he was
God.
a six, either six or
Yeah,
seventh. I don't
but I mean,
remember.
we still have to see if he's good. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I think he's good. He's just hurt.
I mean, I do too. But like, we still haven't. We can
We
think
haven't
that
actually
really well.
seen
He
it.
still hasn't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, Rawls was undrafted. And
yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, I think, like I said, I think you use your
No,
3 rounds to solidify your trenches,
I
and then
agree.
use
I
your
agree.
sixth round to get your running back. Like,
Yeah,
or a receiver, or take a shot on a receiver that might, have not be as high because they got injured their junior year or something. Kind of like what happened with Torrey Horton. Like, you find another version of Torrey Horton, like someone who probably would have gone higher, but they got hurt or some weird shit happened, and then so.
Sean, what do you think?
okay, so I guess I'll recap kind of how I think it's going to go. I think it's going to go either edge or corner in the first. I think second they're going to get Proctor, or the next pick they're going to get Proctor. So they're going to get their O line, and then I think they're going to do Coleman or running back variation in the third. So I have a couple options here. So they don't have a linebacker yet, and maybe some more interior. So for Matt, Zane Durant of Penn State, they can go there. I really like Caleb Elam Orr from TCU and Owen Heineke of Oklahoma. There, like really late. Yeah, one of those three. I mean, it's so linebacker, more defense late. Again, you're taking someone late, throw it out there, see what happens. So just some depth, really.
So let's we've predicted what we think the four picks are. Do they stand pat? I think
No,
we have all agreed that they're not going to, or we don't
but
think they will.
if we're asked
Uh,
to pick our four, that's what they are. But I
yeah,
think it's
yeah.
going to get all
But
jumbled because
if
they're not.
if they traded back, let's say they got a second and a third for that first, um, I think
It
the
depends on where in the second they where do you think they get in the second? Then I can answer it based on where you think they land in the second.
let me see who's picking in where in the second. I mean, I kind of have the general idea of the order, but I mean, let's see. I mean, I could see, there are some teams that have two picks. I could see some teams maybe trying to trade up, have
Yeah,
three picks, like Cleveland. Cleveland
yeah.
is a team that could move up from 70, or sorry, that's the second round, or the third round. From where are they at?
You say 40.
39.
Ooh, okay,
39.
okay.
Um,
That's where I see Rutledge going, Kevin from Georgia Tech. So,
I could see potentially maybe the Dolphins wanting to move up and take a
so
guy.
I really like Emmanuel McNeil Warren, but like he's kind of the same as Evan Worry. So like, do you want two freaks or like like I feel well. I get you want the two freaks, Kevin, but they kind of do the same thing. So it's like it might be you need kind of a stay-at-home guy versus like a freaky guy to go run around. So like, does if Mike drafts him, I'm gonna trust Mike to put him in the right spot. But I'm like, I don't know if they did like they're too similar. You kind of want, I feel like different, but I would love at based on what Kevin said, athletic freak, you draft Emmanuel.
Mhm.
I would love to see it just to get the
Another team I could see trading up is Baltimore at 45. The Max Crosby thing went through. I think they're trying to build maybe a little bit more at the draft since that didn't happen. Kept their picks. I think I could see them moving up and taking maybe a guy they want to try and be a Crosby like, but not immediately, I would hope.
yeah.
So I think there are some teams that would have some interest. And it would just depend on what's there at 32. I think they are going to try their hardest to trade back, and like Sean said, it's just a matter of who's gonna want it, and that's tough, like, especially because it's the last pick of the first round. It's not
It,
super
it
prime real estate like they've had
well
like 20 in the
it is
past or anything like
Matthew
that.
It
because the
is.
first rounders get a fifth year on a rookie contract.
Yeah.
So that is the whole reason that Lamar Jackson got traded in the first round because they got an extra cheap year of the guy. So it actually is an important pick because teams might trade for it because that whole extra year of a cheap rookie contract means a lot, especially at a prime position.
It's fair. That's fair. I mean,
So
yeah,
they might
that
get some heat for that one, or some heat on the trading the pick for that reason alone. Some people are like, oh man, I really want this. And then it's going to be a premier position like a wide receiver or a corner. They're going to be like, hey, if I can get a corner for another cheap year, I have to pay him Darren Stingley money or something like that. I could push it back a year. I'll do it. Like versus like
I you
just
know
that
I
pick in the second.
I could see one of the teams who is quarterback
Yes, yes,
needy
taking like
maybe
Ty
going to
Sampson, like
yeah,
he's
yeah,
was
like
second
maybe
round. Someone thinks
Arizona
he's a
gives up their
guy.
second and
Yeah,
third and moves to 32 and gets
if
Ty
I'm the
Sampson or
Seahawks,
something.
I
So
don't care. Teams don't want to trade in their division. I don't care. You're already the big dog. They got to come after you. I don't care if Arizona gets their Ty Simpson. You make Ty Simpson become Peyton Manning and be like, you got to run against this defense for years. I don't care. This is what's best for our franchise. Do the thing.
but I think this draft in particular, at least to me, feels like the most teams that are either kind of waiting and seeing at quarterback, or they're the Raiders and are going to take the guy because they're
I
first and
mean,
they get
yeah,
like
yeah.
when I look at the teams up front, New York Jets, of course they need a quarterback. It doesn't seem like they're interested in one where they're at in terms of this
It's the
draft.
Kenny Pickett draft with actually one good quarterback. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then
that draft
you've got
class was a joke, but there's actually
Arizona
one good.
needs one, but at three, I would I would be shocked if they took Ty at three. I've heard
I don't.
rumors, but I
I
don't think
think
that's going to
they're.
happen.
I think Matt, you're right. The only way two quarterbacks go, I think, is if someone sneaks in at 32 for that extra year. Like that's the only reason they would do it. I don't think there's a second first round graded guy. They just might do it. Be like, hey, let's see if we get if he does turn into a guy, we get an extra year of rookie control on a huge quarterback deal.
Like Tennessee took Cam Ward. I think they're not interested. Um, the Giants took why am I blanking? Jackson Dart.
But
So
again,
I think they're gonna
even if like you're a team that needs it, like the Jets, you're gonna pick high in the second round. Just get your guy high in the second round, or like you said, trade to 32. So you're gonna be like moving just a little bit to like you don't need to like there's going to be no one like who else in the middle rounds are going to be like I'm going to take so and so. Where there's so many other because that's where like Caleb Downs are going, Jeremiah Love in the middle of the rounds. Like that's where like the guys who kind of drop like because this draft doesn't have the elite guys, so a lot of like the non-premier positions are getting bumped up, like safety and running back. So that's where it's the middle of that first round is going to be like the Thieneman from Oregon and Caleb Downs. The safeties and the running backs are going to go middle of the first because there's not a lot of like premier positions available here. So that's going to suck up all the quarterback spots, I think.
Yeah, and I mean like Cleveland, they're gonna have
And the
Deshaun
quarterbacks
coming
just aren't.
back, and they've got
And the
uh
quarterbacks just aren't that good.
yeah,
I
I mean
don't think
yeah,
so. That's the biggest factor in all of it.
yeah. So we'll see what happens because I it wouldn't entirely shock me if another team selected quarterback other than the Raiders, but
I see.
uh,
Here's a report that just says Garrett Nussmeier, his comp, small Andy Dalton. Come on, man, that's mean. All the other ones have like Hassan Reddick, Randy Gregory. This one's just like small Andy Dalton. I'm like, oh, come on. Why you gotta do him like that? It's the
hey,
only
Andy
person
Dalton had
whose
a
name.
decent career. I don't know
But
what was
even then, it only. But even a smaller one, that's bad. But all the others don't have like adjectives. It's just their names. The only one I see is him, and it's small Andy Dalton. You don't even get full Andy Dalton. You get like you're Andy Dalton, but with a caveat.
you get mini Andy Dalton,
Yeah, exactly. I'm
tiny
like,
Andy
oh
Dalton.
man, that's not nice. Like, yeah, I don't see anyone else has an adjective next to theirs, but that one. Oh,
Uh,
mini Trent McDuffie. There you go.
there you
Okay,
go.
there's
All
one
right,
more.
well, let us know what you think of the Seahawks draft picks, who you think they might take. Go ahead and blue sky us. I'm a masterpiece. Sean's an Nasty22. Kevin is Emerald Bowler on X. Sean is Nasty22. Kevin is C to believe, SCA to believe. Subscribe to us, smash that subscribe button. Like this video. Tell us what you think of who the Seahawks will take in the comments below. Gentlemen, let's talk one last topic before we go here. And it's a fun one for me because I've been saying it for years on this podcast. That's right, the Sonics might actually be coming back. They were approved to start seeking ownership groups by a vote by the owners last month, and so now it's just a matter of seeing if there is an ownership group available to own the team. Um, and it's hard to say, and we've talked about this a little bit with the Seahawks sale. It's their estimated value is between 6 and 10 billion. So it's very hard for one person to afford that. So that's why ownership groups are becoming more the norm. No private equity, please. That's what I would very much caution against. No private equity. But um, I am excited at this prospect to have Sonics basketball back at Climate Pledge Arena in Seattle. Um, and I'm so tired of them being like OKC and Seattle history. Like, no, get our name out of the OKC mouth. I don't want to be associated with that franchise. Like,
They're not.
absolutely not. So I am excited, and um, I would love to see a basketball team come back. And if it works out, um, Kevin Durant will be about 39-40 if they actually come back into existence. So
He said he wants to come back.
I
Let's
I
do it.
know I know like start his career in Seattle, end his career in Seattle. That would be
I'll
absolutely
I'll sign for
epic.
a 40-year-old Durant.
Uh, hey, I mean LeBron is playing pretty well at 41. You can do it in the NBA. It's not easy, but if you keep your body in good enough shape, then you can have a decent career. I mean, you've got Al Horford who's still playing at 40. Steph Curry's getting up there. Like all the players that kind of grew up along with all of us are starting to age out. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to still be playing. But if Kevin Durant wants to come back, sign a 1 year deal and play, you know, with the Sonics while they're back, that'd be incredible. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Sean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I want to see it. Let's do it now. I don't want anything to do with OKC. I could watch NBA basketball again and not be upset. So yeah, let's do it.
Kevin, any thoughts?
Get it. Get it right, get it tight.
Let's get, you know Gary Payton and Sean Kemp are going to go in on an ownership group if they have the option. You know
Yeah,
they will. And it's just a
yeah.
matter of who's going to have the most capital in order to be able to afford a team. So, uh, the Kraken owners made a one roof like ownership group, so it seems like they would be the most likely, and they already have they're already a tenant of the building with the Kraken, so that makes the most sense to me. But we'll see what happens. So, um, that is it for us on Washington East to West Sports. We will be back possibly next week or the week after and talk about what the Seahawks did in the draft. We'll check in and see where the panic meter is for the Seattle Mariners. But until then, we will see you next time on Washington East to West Sports. Seriously, bring back our Sonics.
We don't have to say that anymore.